really is an honor and a privilege to address you guys, the class of 2019. It's a momentous year, and it's your valedictory year, and it'll be something you'll cherish forever. 24 years ago, I walked beneath the tower with a band of brothers that I still call my closest friends. In fact, 3 of my closest friends still live in a 2-kilometer radius from me. We've known each other since grade 1. Like the grade boys before us and the ones that come after us. Like you, the class of 2019, we've learned many, many things together in this world-class institution. We've learned about camaraderie, we've learned about confidence, we've learned about loyalty, humility, manners. The teachers at the Grey give us an unbelievable education. They pour their heart and soul into teaching us as much as they humanly can. But no matter how good these teachers are at their jobs, there is one thing that they can never teach you about, and that is living. In fact, no one can teach you about that other than yourselves. Because how you choose to live your lives is completely and utterly up to you. It cannot be taught. In a couple of months' time, you will move from a 12-year life of carefully segmented 30-minute periods into absolute and total freedom. It will be the most free you have ever felt. It will be your transition from learning into living. And that's what I want to talk to you about tonight, the difference between learning and living. Because it's really important about how you think about school and how you take what you have learned in this very institution and how you apply it to live your lives. And it starts the moment that you walk beneath that tower for the very last time, at the end of the year. When I walked beneath that tower, I remember my dad said to me, he gave me some sage advice. It was a very simple piece of advice. He said, son, in your life, when you go out with your mates drinking, trust me, just drink beer. Everything will be fine. And next year is my 25th reunion, and I will not have learned that lesson. Inevitably, there's going to be some kind of boat race or game of coinage, just like the old days, that will involve tequila slammers, triple Captain Morgans and Coke. I wake up in the morning, tomorrow morning, swearing to never do it again. And obviously you have no idea what I'm talking about. So it seems that some lessons take 60 minutes in a double period after a long break to learn, and others take a lifetime. Here are 7 for your consideration in the journey you will call life. Number 1, I learned about geography in school, but I learned the value of travel in life. When I was at school, we had a geography teacher. His name was Jock Sutherland. And his favorite saying was, if you don't like it, they're the gates. And we used to take up his invitation quite regularly and literally almost tried to leave his class every time he said that. To which he would almost always respond by lashing the whole class with his tennis set bat. And he made us plot longitude and latitude and draw topographical maps. And he made us memorize capital cities of far-flung places that we never even heard of. And he said that knowing how to navigate the world was important. But these days, you open your phone, and Google Maps does all of that for you. The problem with Google Maps is that you never get lost. You never arrive at a place utterly alone by mistake. And the most enjoyable moments of your life will come from being totally lost in countries and cultures that you've only ever dreamed of experiencing. Now, not everyone is able to travel, so be grateful that you have that privilege. It is an opportunity to discover what makes you, you. But it is important to note that statistically, none of you are probably going to become famous celebrity nano travel influencers. So just forget about filling up your Insta with carefully curated filtered snaps for people that never there with you. Don't be ASAP Rocky in Sweden, and don't take selfies on war memorials, but do go on that gap year. It'll make you understand your geography lessons. Number 2, appreciate it. You're helping me out there, buddy. Thanks a lot. Number 2, I learned about history in school, but I learned about the value of culture in life. I never quite knew why we needed to learn about the static colonial past of Jan van Riebeck and the Battle of Blood River and the Great Trek in our history textbooks. History is not culture, and your culture is not the only one out there. Live in others. Diversity of thought is one of South Africa's most powerful tools for bridging the divide between cultures and solving some of the world's most pressing problems. Culture is what happens when you shape history, and you don't find that in textbooks. You know that you guys scroll through 100 meters of content every day on your phones. One day our own timelines will contain more content than the entire recorded history put together. That's how fast culture moves. What will your history timeline look like one day when you are 90? Don't read about history, shape it. Number 3, I learned about mathematics in school, but I learned the value of money in life. Now I have to admit to my brilliant math teacher, Tony Reeler, who's no longer here, that I have never used sine, cos, and tan in my life ever. He would argue that I've never used it in any maths exam he's ever said to me. Hence why I almost failed standard grade maths in Matric. And here I am, running a company. Go figure. But learning how to count and measure the weight of things has been invaluable. The weight of money is a relative thing, and you determine how heavy a burden it will be in your life. And we all start off trying to make money weigh a lot in our lives because we think it will bring meaning. And it's only when we unload that weight onto others that don't have money that we begin to feel lighter and happier. The people in this room are in the top 5% of the most wealthy population group in the whole of South Africa. It means that you are already radically successful. Don't spend your lives trying to prove something when you already are it. Of course, making a living is important, but helping others make a living is much more important in this country right now. South Africa is one of the most indebted countries in the world. Most South Africans spend their entire paycheck in the first 5 days of receiving it. When you receive your first paycheck, give back to the school. A huge proportion of the last 12 years of your life have been subsidized by passionate old greys like yourselves. Old greys who understood the value of what they've been taught here. So make sure you pay it forward. And while you're paying it forward, pay yourself. Because those off-white Nikes are always going to be worth it. So never regret your extravagances, but always count your blessings. Number 4, I learned about English in school, but I learned about the value of words in life. We had an English teacher, and his name was called Mr. Cunningham. In Standard 6, we nicknamed him Sly Pig. See what we did there? Cunningham, Sly Pig. And we thought it was an interesting synonym or pun. We weren't quite sure. And we loved this teacher because he actually never reported us to the rector when he found out that we were having epic 20-minute food fights in his class while he ran some personal errands when he was supposed to be teaching us. We never reported him to the rector either. We called that poetic justice. But he instilled in us a voracious appetite for words and their meaning, and he certainly couldn't have prepared us for a world where lit, turned and geeked all meant the same thing. But he taught us that words have infinite power. Martin Luther King started a revolution with 4 simple words. I have a dream. Nike just dropped an ad with Colin Kaepernick called Dream Crazy. And it ends with him saying, don't ask if your dreams are crazy, ask if they are crazy enough. So words shape thoughts, they topple dictatorships, and they start movements. If you believe in your words, people will believe in you. And use them carefully, and use them for good. Slight PS, anything with a hashtag before it is not technically a word, and multiple hashtags in a row is not technically a sentence. Your parents didn't send you to this amazing institution so you could talk in hashtags. Be better than that. Number 5, I learned art in school, and I learned the value of creativity in life. I really spent long, lazy, double periods on a Friday with our art teacher, Mrs. Cullen, carefully painting still lifes of ferns and deeply discussing the expressionist art movement called the Bridge Group. And little did I know that those discussions would one day ignite in me a passion for creativity that went far beyond art and would become my job as an ad man. In the next few years, you too will be entering not just the South African, but the global job market. And alarmingly, in that global job market, robots and artificial intelligence are predicted to replace a quarter of the jobs in the United States alone by 2030. That is just over 10 years away, and you are not a robot. So what are you going to do? The one thing that robots will never replace is the power of human creativity to make this world a better place by solving the most pressing problems of our time. Creativity is so much more than art. It is a gift that rests within each and every one of you. Never quell its power. Embrace your creative side. Fly your freak flag, because creativity can and it will change the world. Number 6, I learned about biology in school, but I learned the value of love in life. Mrs. Holly, our biology teacher, taught us that biology is the study of life and all its interconnectedness. However, love is what connects us, not biology. Love manifests in different ways, for different things, and at different times. Some of you will love girls, some of you will love boys. Some of you will love both. As Snoop Dogg says, it's all good. Life only asks that you love each other. And most importantly, that you love yourself. So be in love. Be really in love. It is what you are made for. Be in love with your family. They make you. Be in love with your friends. They shape you. And be in love with your country. It needs you. The last one, number 7. I learned about science in school, but I learned about the value of purpose in life. I'm going to have to be completely honest here and say I had to fight every evolutionary fight or flight instinct not to salute my science teacher, Mr. Scores, when I walked into the room. He looked into those steely blue eyes and shook his 10-ton hand grip, and I realized nothing had changed in 25 years. But the word science comes from the Latin word scientia, and it means knowledge. Isn't it amazing that all of this vast and impressive knowledge that humanity has accumulated over centuries, and we still cannot articulate our purpose as a race on this earth? Some people can. Some people take a lifetime to triumphantly find theirs, only to die the very next day. Purpose is a stressful thing. One of my work partners recently did a talk at the keynote speech at the Grey reunion weekend. His speech had a very simple message. Purpose cannot exist without problems. And in our world, we've kind of got a lot of problems. So go and find the problems that you're most worried about solving in your own communities, and set about dedicating your life to solving them. Because if we solve more problems in our communities, we'd create a stronger sense of belonging and togetherness. It is in these selfless acts for others where you will find your truest possible purpose. So pour your skill and your mentorship, and your time and your passion, and become a teacher to others. Because being a teacher is one of the most noble and pure pursuits in life. And you have had the very, very best at the grade. So class of 2019, it seems that the last lesson is the most ironic of them all. In the journey you will call life, the student eventually becomes the teacher. What kind of teacher will you be? Thank you for the privilege and honor of addressing you in your valedictory year. Thank you.